Hello, brave awakened ones. This is Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics. Excuse me, here goes my throat chakra again. Integrative, holistic health nurse, empathic, medical intuitive. This is literally take 7 on this video. My camera keeps just shutting off. So let's see if it allows me to do it this time. This is my so-called my twin flame spread that I was guided to do because I had a serious tower moment. It's been going on for the past few days and completely obliterated today into rubble today. But in that rubble, what follows the tower card is actually the star card. Okay? This is my actual spread. My oversoul guided me. Usually I'm shown a spread, but I was told to shuffle the cards and the truth shall be revealed to me. And here is my truth right here. Okay? So I'm sharing my personal journey here because I hear a lot of people going through what I'm going through. And it's not understanding and wasting a lot of energy and time. But now we don't have any more time. All right? Time's up. We don't have any more time to waste. So, I guess I took one for the team. And I'm here to share it so we can all get through it a little quicker. Okay? Okay, here goes my story. All right. In 2012, as you know, December 2012, I had my Great Awakening. And it was right after, very soon after I had broken up with my fiance, okay, who I thought was the one. We broke up literally right after he gave me the money for us to get a new condo together. And, right after that, we're supposed to get our condo that weekend. He gave me the money to put deposit just in case he didn't make it in time because he also worked in the medical field. And he said, I trust you, pick the right place for us. And literally in an email, we're supposed to go Saturday, Friday, I got an email. Email, is it crazy? I got an email from him telling me to have my kids go live with their dad so we could have a fresh start. And this is the same guy who was basically acting like a dad to my kids, and then out of the blue flipped the switch on me. And of course, I'm not going to drop kick my children. I'll drop kick your ass, which I did in a very classy way. I took him out to dinner first and I paid for it. Then I marched him into my apartment. His stuff was waiting for him in a hefty bag and I marched him out until security. He's no longer allowed here. And that was the end of that. All right. So that was part of me having my serious breakdown also, because I really thought this man was it. And then I had my Great Awakening that week, and I was guided by my oversoul to become celibate, which I did. I was told to become celibate to prepare not only to conserve my energy, my spiritual energy. It was revealed to me how spiritual sex really is, and how when you have sex with someone, you guys share energy, and whatever cooties, let's put it that way, spiritual cooties they have, you get. Never mind STDs. You get their spiritual cooties, and that's like even harder to get rid of than STDs. Not to be blunt, but hey, let's keep it real. So that's why, it was a matter of purging and cleansing. So that was since 2012. And I did go on a series of dates after that, but I was like, ugh, why am I wasting my time here? So I decided not to even date at that point. So I was told by my oversoul at that point that when you get to where you're supposed to be, he'll be waiting for you. And that's the way it was always put to me. When you get where you're supposed to be, he will be waiting for you. So I'm like, okay, wonderful. When I get where I'm supposed to be, he will be waiting for me. That is my guy. I'm very dedicated to that. I dedicated myself, and being celibate actually wasn't a problem at all. Wasn't at all, because I just kept that before me. And just a few years ago, I started seeing images of this man. And I would never see his face, and I would only see his outline, his clothes, and his hair. Very unique looking, right? I was like, okay, not my type, dress-wise. But I was like, oh, this must be him. And then my oversoul would always tell me, he's your last tower. He's your final tower. And I never got anything, I never felt anything negative off of it or anything like that. And it didn't hit me, you know, it was like tower as in the tower card, as in, you know, as in that. I was like, okay, you know, whatever. And it showed me different things about him. And then when I finally met him, like I said, I walked in thinking this guy was my twin flame. And I walked back out of the room. It was at work. I was told I had to go back. I didn't have a choice. So then I had to deal with him for half of the day until I pretended to be sick because I just didn't want to be around him. Made me uncomfortable because I was like, oh my God, you know, I'm not ready to meet my twin flame yet. So I thought that's what he was. He was a false twin flame. My final test till I hit liberation, which I finally am today. I pretend to be sick. Like my friends always say, Susan, Lucci ain't got nothing on you. I pretended to be sick. Somebody else came and took over the case for me, and I got to go home. And of course, I had to come back the next day and deal with it, of course. So it, you know, just became just a minor flirtation. And then, you know, it was a complicated situation to say the least. Okay. And I was thought, okay, this fit into the whole twin flame dynamic with the ghosting and the back and the forth and blah, blah, blah. And being unsure about things. And I thought, okay, that's it. And when I thought we were supposed to finally unite, which was back in March, like I hadn't seen him in a while. He ghosted me, came back like 6 months later, came to my job and was like, oh, I want to pick up where we left off. Asked me to lunch, which was the whole part of the game, you know, that he played. And by the way, whoa, sorry about that, clothes. And by the way, this is him. When I was doing the cards, this flipped out just like that. And the funny thing is, other times when I've done readings in reference to him, I would always get this card, the King of Swords in reverse, and I would always get the Devil card. And I thought, oh, does he have an addiction to something? Maybe he's a sex addict because he's a very flirtatious man. And I thought, oh, maybe that's what's going on with him that he has to work through, which I think probably is still going on with him. Because he does lead people on, and that's part, but I've always known this to be, and my oversoul always let me know, this is the Narcissist card. When the King of Swords in reverse, this is a very cunning, conniving, tricky self narcissist. This is a serious, undercover, covert narcissist, which a lot of false twins are, because they carry all those same aspects as a real twin flame, the whole ghosting thing, the whole back and forth thing, the whole runner chaser thing. And they mirror you too. I mean, they carry all those, but they're really just covert narcissist, really deep undercover narcissist. Okay, so let's just say I blew the cover about a week and a half ago. Well, let's take it back to March. So he came in March, wanted to take me to lunch, but I just gave patient anesthesia. A coworker of mine covered the case. I ran outside and I said, listen, I can't go because there's no one to cover me. I'm about to start a case, which is, you know, what they do. You know, they come and they pretend like, you know, they're ready to do, you know, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm here for you, blah, blah. But it's all about just getting you just hooking you. It's about hooking you because it's their ego trip and you feed their ego. If it's that certain part of them that they feel is missing, and for him, it's spirituality. That certain part, I fulfilled that certain part that he needed, that he was missing, that he was craving. That's how narcissists do that, and they start mirroring you in that way. So, of course, I couldn't go. And, he took my hands, both my hands, looking deep into the eyes, kissing me in front of all my coworkers, that whole thing. And, he said, okay, so we'll find a way to make it happen. We'll get together, whatever. And then when I didn't hear from him for a few days, I was like, what is going on? And then I didn't have his number because I was so upset from the previous ghosting episode. I deleted his number and all the messages that he ever sent me. So I didn't have his number. So I had to send him a message via his social media platform that he lives on. And that's how he contacted me, through there. And I was like, how odd, unless and I said, I don't have your number anymore. So this is why I apologize. I'm sending you a message via the social media. And he continued the conversation via the social media, which I was like, suspect, why wouldn't he just call, or say, I don't have your number either. Give me your number, or here's my number. And then he said, oh, I'm busy, really busy right now. I'm swamped with work. I'm like, okay, well, why don't you come later? I'm at my office. I only have 2 patients. I'm finishing early. We can go for lunch. And then he said another excuse. Oh, my car, the air conditioning is broken in my truck. And I'm like, wow, okay, he's pulling this shit again. That's it. I'm done. And I said, okay, you know what? Take it easy. He goes, oh, I'll let you know when I'm ready. I'm like, whatever. End the conversation. Deleted everything, right? I eventually just even deleted my that social media platform because I just honestly didn't want to see his freaking face. I was that annoyed and like over it. I haven't heard anything in a while, up until, what was it, a week ago or a week and a half ago. He found me on my YouTube channel. And started immediately with the flowery words in the messages, with the I love you so much, you mean everything, and oh, my enlightened queen, and whatever. I mean, oh my God. It was nonstop messaging. I'm sure some people might have seen those crazy messages because it was nonstop. If it sounds too good, looks too good, it is too good to be true, and it's not good. Let's put it that way. It ain't good at all. And one message was even, I've never felt so connected to anyone as I do to you my entire life. I'm like, okay. And it was a constant I love yous for about a week and a half. I love you so much. I'm so in love with you. I've never been so in love with somebody. So I'm like, okay, maybe I have to give in. Maybe this is what it's going to take. So I went and I was like, okay, love you too. That's all it took. He hooked me. He hooked me back. And I made then he sent me to another video on another channel to explain himself, I suppose, what was going on. And I don't know. So I looked at the video. I said, okay. And he mentioned, my twin flame has been my biggest spiritual inspiration and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, how sweet. Okay, now he realizes it too. Thinking he was referring to me. And then I had sent him a message saying, mind you, all this private stuff is playing out on social media, okay? So, and then I sent out a message saying that, I was really pissed off at you for a really long time. I'm glad to see you're growing. I'm paraphrasing, but I did say I was really pissed off at you for a really long time, and I'm glad to see you growing and you changed and and blah blah. And I'm really surprised. I didn't know that you going down this path and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so then He replied, why were you pissed off at me? And I'm almost like, what? WTF? It's like, what do you mean? I said, because, you give mixed messages all the time, and it was exhausting and confusing, and I didn't like being confused like that. And he's like, oh, sorry to lead you on. I said, lead me on? And then he said, my twin flame says that about me too. I'm like, what? And of course, that's when I snapped and went off. And then we ended that firestorm of conversation. He ended it with, oh, I never meant to upset you. I do love you so much. Still with the whole thing. I'm like, shouldn't you be saying this to your twin flame? Because I don't think she'd appreciate you telling another woman that, that she is that you've never felt so connected to somebody more in your entire life. Isn't that supposed to be her, not me, if I'm not your twin flame? But it's that head game. It's the mind fuck that they love. It's the mind fuck. They get off on the mind fucking. Okay? And that's what a narcissist does, the mind fuck. And once they got you, they mind fuck you. They move on until they feel a hard on for you again and they come back. That's the going back and forth. That's the ghosting back and forth. Okay? I was like, holy crap. And like I'd mentioned before, I was raised by a narcissist. I've had narcissists all my life. My ex-husband was a horrible, abusive, physically abusive, mentally, everything abusive narcissist. And unfortunately, as empaths, we attract them like moths to the fire. We really do. That's what we do. They are attracted to our light like crazy because they're in dark. And they want that light so bad, and they attach to us, and they siphon us. They're also emotional vampires. They attach to us. Okay? And I went to every single one of my videos, and I deleted all of his messages. And I also thought I blocked him, but then he still managed to get through. And he managed to get through again today. My new video, which I deleted his comments, he immediately put the minute the video went up, bam, there went his comment. I still love you. I blocked it again. Sorry, I know I said I wasn't going to comment, but I still love you. No, man. No, it's over. It's done. You busted. Go on your merry way with your twin flame. I feel sorry for her. And I had said that to him before. I feel really sorry for this woman. My heart goes out to her. God bless her. Good thing she's in another country. Maybe she'll find somebody else who's not a narcissist, So I don't know her story. I don't know nothing about her. But I send blessings and goodwill out to her because, she'll know what's going on. She'll know what's going on, obviously. Or maybe she does. Who knows? Some women do. My sister's stuck in a relationship like that, and she knows what's going on, and she'd rather do that than be alone. So maybe this is the same for her. I don't know. All I know is I pray for her. That's it. Since we're all going to our tower moments, maybe she'll go through her tower moment too and get to a moment of clear enlightenment and a clear head and get to her, liberation. But here is my spread. And take what resonates and release the rest. Like I said, I'm doing this because I went through it and I go through it as a forerunner in order to help other light workers also. Okay. That is part of my job. This was a hard one to take for the team, but I took it and, it's all good. So here is the recent past, which is the justice card, which is the truth coming out, the harsh truth coming out, which is all good. And as you can see, here's the devil card. And this is me. This is the whole feeling of this. The Seven of Wands, which is me having the strength and the upper hand, seeing all the lies down there and having the upper hand and being able to fight for my freedom from this darkness. See, I was able to fight for my freedom. And now my mind, my mind is free, and I'm going away from the turbulent waters. I'm leaving all this torture and mindfuckery behind. Okay. And this describes the person also. That's him. And this is him. And this is him also, the environment, him also, which is, real emotional immaturity, the need for attention, just emotional immaturity, which I have always had that feeling from him. I always did. But they say that the divine male is behind the divine, the divine masculine, I should say, divine masculine energy, that was their deal. They had to work through that. So I was like, okay, let the guy work through that. We're not, everybody has their deal. But yeah, that's his thing, emotional immaturity. But this is the advice my oversoul gave to me, which is great. And it's like which I will get my happily ever after, my fairy tale. Now that I am where I'm supposed to be, my divine masculine is waiting for me. And I'm excited. I took an hour nap after dealing with this craziness. And now, I tried so many times to make this video, and it seems like time number 7 now is working. Okay. This is time number 7. Lucky 7. It's finally working and not shutting off on me. And this is your hopes and fears. And my biggest fear was, not being grounded, being ungrounded was my biggest fear. Not grounding this relationship, not bringing it to fruition. That was my biggest fear. And my biggest hope is bringing it to fruition. But, like I said, it was unmasking. It was an unmasking. The tower came down. The veils got ripped. And like I said, those moments are for all of us, the collective, light workers, forerunners alike, because this is it, this is the big event is on us, and this is it. And the higher you go, and the imagery I was shown also is me going real, real high and him having his hooks in me. And I broke through these clouds, and then he fell off. And then when I came through the clouds, it was this beautiful, clear, blue, purple, pink, sparkly sky, and that was it. So I guess it finally fell. That sword came out of me and finally fell off. And I let go of the third-party situation. I made the right choice with divine help. Of course, I made the right choice. I have my liberation, and my hopes and dreams are going to come alive now. And I've reached the peak of my spirituality for now. And it's all good. Okay, so for all you guys out there who are like really upset, I get so many messages. People being so upset about, what do I do about my twin? And da da da. Are you sure he's your twin? Are you sure? He or she, I should say. Let me take it from both perspectives. The divine masculine energy doesn't have to be a guy. Like I said, you could flip, So, he or she, are you sure that person is your twin? Are you sure it's not a lesson of something you have to learn that you've been dealing with since day 1 of your life? That has been the final demon in your life, the final hook in your life, the final sword that you have to remove. Are you sure? Are you sure? That's all I gotta say. I'm going to see if I'm guided to make more videos on narcissist and narcissism and everything. And the one thing that did hurt, never mind him, the one thing that actually hurt were my friends who were like, my 2 BFFs. They're like, girl, don't you have a degree in this stuff? Which, yeah, my first degree is in abnormal psych, adolescent psych, and I worked in a lockdown adolescent psych facility for a few years, counseling, dealt with many narcissists. You would think, right? But the whole twin flame dynamic confused the hell out of me. So, it just masked it. It was so easy for him to mask himself. So the unmasking has happened. My final tower has fallen. And the dust is cleared. I took a nap. So take a nap after you've done yours. Wake up refreshed and have a conversation with your oversoul and say, hey, so what's the deal now? What's my plan now? What's up for me now? I got this, and I hope you do too. Okay? So much love and light, you brave ones out there. Love you all. And if anyone's interested in booking a session with me, please feel free to visit my website, higherrealmholistics.com. And if you're a newbie to the ascension and awakening process, and you know someone who is, my blog, Divine Young Souls, is just for that, okay? It's for the person who's the newly awakened soul. So please visit that. And I also have a video series called Divine Young Souls too on my channel, Higher Realm Holistics. All right, love everyone. And yeah, thank you for all thank you subscribers. I appreciate all your comments. And like I said, you know, I'm being, you know, the hills with eyes are watching me. So some of my videos have been chopped off and not getting notifications. So I'm just like monitoring my channel as closely as I can so I could respond to folks. All right. Love everyone. Namaste.